Okay, let's get this show on the road. You know what? Out of all of the Waitbots songs to, intro the shows, that one is my favorite because it's my favorite when he says, "I believe in you." And I'm like, yes, thank you. I would love to open all of my shows with the Waitbot telling me that he believes in me, right? I love it. Welcome, everybody. How excited are we? It is our first episode of season 2. Welcome to Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace here on Fireside. Welcome to everybody watching on YouTube and to everybody listening to the replay on Spotify or watching on Instagram. I'm so grateful and excited that you're here. It is episode 1 of season 2. What does that even mean? Let me just tell you, at the end of this year, I hope to have 52 or so episodes because there's 52 weeks in the year, and so that's gonna be season 2 for you all, and I'm so excited. We have a packed episode with the astrology, with the mooncast of the week, and everything that's going on outside of the book launch. Oh my goodness, thank you to everybody that have purchased Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace 2023 Manifestation Agenda / Journal. Here we are. Did you already put your name on it? Did you already put your manifestations for the month? Every single month you get to ask a few questions like, what is the goal for the month? Reaching this goal is going to make me feel how. You get to answer all of those, and something that I am already grateful for, projecting it, right? It's like I'm already grateful for reaching this goal. It's like emphasis on that word already, which implies that you're grateful for something that hasn't happened yet. I hope that didn't escape you. I hope you noticed that. And so there's also a quote that opens the month, and I decided that we were going to start the month with seeds of intention. And the thing is that the full moon happening on Friday is all about release. We've already learned that the new moon is about planting the seeds, and the full moon is about releasing obstacles, releasing negative energy, releasing excuses, releasing all of these other things. But is the quote of the month for the whole month. And I think planting intentions in the first month of the year just sets the tone for the rest of the year to follow. Plus, we begin the year, astrologically speaking, with not just Mars in retrograde, which is going to be in retrograde until January 12th, so a little over, a week now from today, but also Mercury is in retrograde until January 18th. And Mercury, as we have also learned in this show, is the planet of ideas, communication, how you speak to yourself, how you communicate with others, contracts, entering into relationships, deals, conversations, right? And so when Mercury is in retrograde and you add to that the Mars in retrograde aspect to it, it's really the beginning of a year that it doesn't really set the tone for a lot of resolutions to be made or a lot of commitments to be entered into, because why? So there's a lot going on, but let's just say hello to everyone in the room. Hello, Taryn, Carletta, Rodney, Bronwyn, welcome. Hakeem is also in the room. My special guest, Shannon, is here. Curtis, Cecilia, welcome one and all. Thank you so much. I'm actually, I love that little reaction that it's like a little yelp or a scream like, yes, we're here. So thank you for that. My name is Graciela Moore, and I come at you live from the Sunshine State, where we are already back to the 80s. It's 80 degrees already back here in the Sunshine State, so we're no longer in the frigid cold. And if you are in the snow, I salute you. Yes, I salute you. So, we are having a packed episode today. So let me just break that down really quick before we continue and go into the moon cast for the week, which is also kind of packed. So, as you know, in this show, we talk about the new moon and the full moon. I already brought that up, and there's a full moon happening on Friday, pretty much an hour or two right before Taryn's premiere episode here on Fireside. So make sure that you follow her and RSVP for that. However, we're going to talk about the full moon today, and we're going to do all of it. We're going to journal, and we're going to paint, and I'm going to explain how everything is laid out on the journal. So we're going to do that. We're also going to do the moon cast. The moon this week is very interesting, along with all of the astrological activity that's happening. And we're going to hear from Shannon, who would... If you're able to come up now, you're welcome to come up now, Shannon, so that we can go ahead and jumpstart your interview and say hello to you as my very first guest of the year. Ooh, are you able to come on camera? It's up to you.
No, I don't see the.
Oh, please.
I don't see.
Excuse me. Let me invite you to camera.
Okay.
There you go. Yes. And of course, while Shannon gets situated, special thanks to my husband who painted the wall that was all burnt from Halloween episode, and Curtis who painted this beautiful piece of art that I have added to the show. Hello, Shannon. Welcome. Everybody give Shannon a round of applause. She is my shy shutter on Instagram. I love following you and all of your beautiful moon pictures. Tell me, before we get into who you are and why you're so obsessed with the moon, did you take any pictures of the moon today already?
I did. I didn't think I was going to be able to because of the clouds, but yeah, I went out to check, and yeah, I was able to shoot it today.
It was out during the day.
It was, but it was cloudy a lot of the day. So.
Yeah, well, I saw it around like 4 p.m. It was broad daylight over here. We didn't have any clouds. Shannon is actually a few hours away, but in the same state as me, so I think that's also pretty cool. But we didn't have any clouds over here in Central Florida, and I saw it at 4 p.m. broad daylight, and I thought about you, and I was like so grateful. I was like, yay, today we get to do all the moon things. Yay.
Yeah. I'm actually in the part of Florida that is an hour behind you, so.
That's right. That's how far you are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So, Shannon, tell us about you and where you are from and how long you've been in Florida.
Well, when someone asks me where I'm from, it's hard for me to answer because I'm a military brat. I grew up with with moving around every few years, and I'm still moving around every few years because my husband's in the military. So I've lived in Florida a total of, in this part of Florida, maybe 15, a little over 15 years total, but I've moved back and forth. So, yeah, I would tell someone I'm from Florida just to keep it
Yeah,
simple.
15 years
Yeah.
is a long time. That's right.
Yeah.
I think I would probably do the same. It's like, oh, this is home. It is what it is. Yeah, that's cool. And so, when did you first fall in love with the moon and just feel like so connected and obsessed with it?
I've always loved the moon. I'm a Cancer, so I'm ruled by the moon. But I started actually taking pictures of it, I would say 2 years ago is when I started focusing on it. A lot of that had to do with like kind of being stuck at the house, and before I was taking pictures of the moon, I would take photographs of other things. But yeah, just being stuck at home, because of the pandemic, and then having a new baby, and I just had to find something to focus on. And I love the moon because no matter where I move, it's gonna be there. So
Yes, that's actually one of the things I love about it. It's like, I like to put it in the context of I don't care who you are or where you come from or who you follow or who you worship. It's like we're all under the same moon. And so we have at least that in common, if nothing else. And I like that aspect of it. So I think we connect in that way. So 2 years, I didn't realize it was that recent that you got obsessed with it, but that is really cool. Everybody follow her on Instagram, shy underscore shutter. And I do want to know why that handle. Was that handle there all along, or did it
Yeah.
start with the moon? Yeah.
Yeah, from the beginning, it was because when I started out, I was actually kind of afraid to share my photos. So that's how it, that's how I created that. But and I've had that handle for, ooh, I want to say since 2016, maybe. So
Yeah,
it's been a
that's
while. Yeah,
cool.
I've had it for a while. Yeah.
I think it's sweet to have a handle that implies that you are shy or reserved, which is actually very Cancer of you. It's like, the little crab that just keeps to themselves because it's like the truth within, right? That crab or that heart shell. So when I saw it, and saw all of your beautiful pictures, which has been a few months now, I thought it was cute because you're shy, but you're still so passionate about something that you're willing to put it out there, and you're willing to take that, step of confidence or vulnerability or, fear of rejection, and just do it. And
Hmm.
personally speaking, one of the things I love about your pictures is all of the purple hues that you like to share.
Hmm.
Purple and lavender colors and all of that type of the spectrum of maroon, purple, lavender. Those are my favorite colors. So I love that you do that. And I want to thank you for that. What kind of equipment do you have, and how, or I guess aside from equipment, because that might be like a technical, question, like, oh, I have this type of camera or that type of camera. How
Yeah.
much equipment do you have?
Well, just to focus on the moon, I'll show you my lens here that I use.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Wow.
it's a Sigma 150 to 600 millimeter lens.
Nice little
That's
toy, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it is. And I just got a new camera, so I'm excited to, I guess, use it.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a telescope, but I my camera won't focus with it, so I can't really use it to take photos. But I use it to look at the moon, and yeah, and camera, telephoto lens. That's my stuff that I
Those
use.
are your toys,
Yeah, my
right?
toys. Yeah.
Yes, our grown-up toys. It's so exciting how we get to play, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Thank you for sharing. And I don't think I've ever held that big of a lens in my hands before. I have a camera as well, and the biggest lens I have is like this big. And then I have a tiny little macro lens, which is for like flowers and stuff.
Hmm.
But I'm so impressed with anybody like yourself who just really goes outside of this planet to take pictures or to do whatever. It's just so impressive. And in my life, it just puts a lot of things into perspective, right? Because we think it's just
Hmm.
us, and it's so, it's we're all that there is, but that couldn't be further from the truth, right?
Hmm.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And what are you most excited about this year, aside from your book? Everybody, if you've been watching this show from before, Shannon was here a few episodes ago talking about the new moon and the intention to really create your coffee table book. So, what else is
Yeah.
in store for you this week? I mean, this year, not
Oh,
this
this
week, but
year?
yeah.
I'm just excited to see, what happens. I don't have any, well, I don't like to talk about my goals a lot just because I don't know, I guess I'm shy about it. But yeah, um yeah, I'm just excited for the new year and the results of having a better mindset. Yeah.
Yeah. Is your toddler going into preschool too this year?
No, he's only 2.5 right now.
Oh, okay. So my
Yeah.
toddler is going into preschool this year, and I'm having mixed feelings about it. I was hoping we could
Oh.
we could bond over that, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
another year for you.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So, what advice? This is the last question before we continue with the show. What
Okay.
advice would you give someone who is curious about moon photography or just the moon in general?
Um, well, I for moon photography, I think you can start with your phone. I one thing I found with using my iPhone is if you take a photo of the moon during the day, it's a lot easier to like get it in focus and see like the details of it when you zoom in. At night,
Mm,
it's more difficult because it's too
it's too
bright
bright.
and it won't work. Although I've seen some Samsung, like people who've taken photos with the Samsung, take really good ones with their phone. So I don't know. I think it just depends. They do make telephoto lenses for a cell phone, so you can try one of those out. Yeah, you don't have to buy
Cool.
anything super expensive or just the keyword is telephoto lens. If you have like a camera, a telephoto lens is what you want to get. So
Ooh, I didn't even know that existed. So thank you for
yeah,
that. I'm gonna go ahead and go to Amazon and get myself a telephoto lens for my iPhone or something like that. That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Shannon. Thank you.
yeah.
I was so excited to have you over.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And please hang around. We're going to do all the things. You've been here before, so I hope you enjoy this episode. And you're welcome to join us on stage anytime so that you share.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. All right, everybody. Give Shannon a round of applause. I'm going to go ahead and help you down. Let's see. How do I do this? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. All right. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Shannon. We're so grateful that you're here. And how great to open up our year with Shannon on an interview. Welcome, Peter, Rodney, and Carletta and Adam. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Yeah, Rodney says the Samsung S21, ooh, iPhone users don't get picky now, has 100 times the zoom and it takes awesome moon pics. I'm just going to say, I need to see it to believe it. So I'm going to need you to send me some. Send me some pictures. All right, Curtis, I see you there. Let's go ahead and do the mooncast first, and then we're going to go ahead and continue the conversation because the mooncast for this week is pretty interesting. We began the new year with the moon in Taurus. And the thing about the moon in Taurus is that it's all about comfort. Taurus, right? Taurus is all about the things that we have been able to gather in order to make us comfortable, aside from the fact that it's an earth sign. So when it comes to manifesting or to earthing your ideas, you know, that bull has all four legs really steady on the ground, right? And that's how you want to be when you are looking at action plans or goals or just how do I bring this idea or this thought into the present moment. That's very Taurus energy or a question, right? And so we begin the year with the moon in Taurus. So if during the weekend you have felt just a little bit extra cozy or extra slow or just like, you know, it's the new year but you don't feel that hump that the new year usually has, like, woohoo, new year, new me. If you've just felt kind of just nice and quiet and comfortable in your surroundings, hopefully, right? Then that's the moon in Taurus. And then Tuesday, as of tomorrow until Thursday, and I'm looking down at my, you know, agenda because everything is written down on it because that's what it's for, right? So from Tuesday to Thursday, the moon is going to be in Gemini. And I really want to talk about this because Gemini, as you know, is the sign of the twins. So think about Jekyll and Hyde, for example. Think about the fact that Gemini is an air sign, and air is all about communicating, right? The breath of life. That's what an air sign does. And other things, but still. And so, to the fact that the moon is in Gemini, pretty much for the majority of 3 days this week, we have the Mercury in retrograde, which is going to be until January 18th, and we have Mars in retrograde. And the reason why I bring this up, aside from all of the other planetary activity that, as you know, because I'm not an astrologer, I'm not going to bring up, the thing about this is that what the moon in Gemini calls you to do is communicate your needs. But because Mars is in retrograde, and Mars is the planet of anger and the planet of passions and the planet of action, and Mercury, which is the planet of communication and the planet of ideas and the planet of again, air is also in retrograde. What I'm trying to get to is before you communicate your needs, think once, twice, and three times before you open your mouth so that you don't shoot yourself in the foot and hurt someone's feelings. Of course, you can't help it if whatever you say makes them feel like their feelings are hurt. So I understand that. And you cannot make anybody feel a certain way. But at the same time, your intention needs to be true, right? So think more than once before you say something. That's really the bottom line about the moon in Gemini this week. And, well, it's not going to be in Gemini next week, but, then all of the retrograde activity changes. And so that's the moon in Gemini. And after that, it's going to be in Cancer. Yay for everybody who has a moon in Cancer. Shannon shared that she's a Cancer sun. So that means that her sun is in Cancer. Her moon may be somewhere else. But for those of us that have the moon in Cancer on our birth chart, that's right at home. But at the same time, it's very emotional. So Cancer really wants emotional intelligence, emotional stability, emotional safety. And because it's a full moon as opposed to a new moon, the full moon is going to illuminate all of those emotions. And if there is a lack of emotional safety, you're going to feel that ruckus during the full moon in Cancer. If there is emotional instability, or you're just not in a prosperous, safe relationship, or if you just broke up, or if you're in a gosh forbid, in an abusive relationship, then you're going to really feel those negative emotions during the full moon in Cancer. So hopefully everybody can, the bottom line for this full moon happening on Friday is understanding that there's nobody else that can take better care of your emotional needs than yourself. So what does that look like? What will it look like for you to be a safe harbor for yourself? Think about that crab and how it's hard shell and mushy in the middle. Your feelings may be very mushy at the end of this week, maybe not. But if they are, then no, it has to do with this full moon in Cancer, right? And then there's another thing that I really want to highlight towards the weekend. And it's like a cluster. Let's just call it a cluster because, as you know, I'm not an astrologer. And credit where credit is due. So tune into Ghost of a Podcast with Jessica Lenato, or tune into the Chani app, or follow Astro Consciousness, one of my dear friends who is also an astrologer, and you can find her on Instagram. Because, and this is really interesting, what's happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is a cluster out there in the universe, or in our solar system, of course, and it's called a Kissimmee. And the reason why this is so interesting for me is because where we live is actually very close to this town called Kissimmee, and we didn't even know what Kissimmee meant. Yay, I know. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm right at home with Kissimmee, right? And so the thing about Kissimmee is that when this cluster happens, and I'm calling it a cluster, but it's really like a 4 planetary alignment type of thing. And please excuse my lack of educational approach to this. I really want to honor the fact that I'm not an astrologer here. And so the thing about the Kissimmee is that it brings insight, even brighter insight that you may be feeling today. If you have the book and you open it to today's moon day, you're going to see that the waxing gibbous moon provides feelings, realizations, and memories that may be coming to the surface. A member of our community has already affirmed this for us. This is how she's been feeling. A lot of insight is coming in, right? Well, the thing about the Kissimmee on I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, is that it's going to be a lot of revelation or insight or ideas and supposedly, according to the astrologers, Sunday, which is the last day of this Kissimmee, should be a eureka moment. So if any of you have a big idea happening in your life on Sunday, please get back to me and let me know. I would love to, connect about that because I think that's pretty cool. And that makes your moon cast for the week. Actually, well, one last thing, the moon moves into Leo on Sunday, which is, I think, very interesting because we have a full moon in Cancer that is very concerned with that emotional intelligence and emotional safety. And I feel like the crab is going to come out of its shell roaring when the moon is in Leo. And that could be a recipe for disaster, or it could be a bold step into confidence because Leo, of course, is very confident. And that is the moon cast for the week. So I hope that helps. Thank you. Hello, Curtis. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can I get on?
Yes. Hang on. Okay. Everybody, Curtis painted this beautiful work of art that I have here on the wall, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for sending it. Yay!
There it is.
Here it is. You put your name on it and started it and everything.
That's yes, ma'am.
Wonderful.
Information. But, yeah. So going through, I mean, you touched on so many different things, and I love how it goes into the examples. That's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about your book.
Yes.
Simple notes, special dates, and contacts. I'm gonna have to get back to that. That's okay.
Yes, special dates like people's birthdays that you don't want to forget, or a special episode. Yeah, travel dates. You travel a lot.
Yeah. But then we go on to. I love how you give the examples. Just so you know, I'm going through it. But then here we go with manifestations, and then yes, I was fortunate enough to have
your bookmark. Yes.
Yes. So my goal, so important dates. Are we supposed to circle them?
Oh, you can circle them, you can write. You can do whatever, and we don't need to get into the details of how you're filling it, obviously, but yes, this is something that I mentioned earlier on the Wisdom app. So Amazon created these margins for us. It wasn't necessarily my intention to have the margins, but I thought it was pretty cool because you can color outside the lines and write all over the place if you want. I have actually already filled in some of those margins because I wanted to come up with the word of the year. So if you already have a word of the year, go ahead and put it in the chat or come up the stage and tell us what your word of the year is. I've heard prosperity. I heard Joya say that last year's word for herself was magical abundance. Ooh, I was like, ooh, that sounds amazing. I love it, right? Yeah. Yeah, it can be a compound word. So if your word of the year, if you feel like you're being called to emotional safety, then that's your word of the year. It doesn't need to be one word, people.
Happiness.
You can do what you want. Yes, happiness.
Happiness. I'm gonna
absolutely.
No, I remember you talking about margins earlier, and I'm actually going to write that down right now. Yes.
Yeah.
On top of manifestations.
That's right.
So my goal for the month is being in touch with myself.
Okay.
And right, so, hang on for a second. I love how we're doing this real time. And providing support and care.
That's lovely. I love that. Support and care. Yay, that sounds lovely. Welcome, Laura.
All right.
Good evening to you.
It takes me a little bit to write it down, but it's being written down.
Yes, well, you can take your time.
reaching my goal, I will feel. You would probably know the right word to say here, and I will take it. You know that feeling you get when you get butterflies in your stomach, and you know you're providing support, happiness, and joy, and heartfelt love.
Mm.
How
Yeah,
would
you can
you?
write all of those words. It doesn't need to be a sentence, right? See, the goal.
Okay,
Well,
that's where I was getting confused. Remember, we talked earlier, we spoke earlier, and I was like, that's where I was getting confused because I was like trying to simplify it down to like a few words. But if it's okay to put that there, then I will.
well, yes, it's for you to use however you want. So you can put one word if that's what you feel like doing. Absolutely, and you know, it's the examples are there, but at the same time, this is your book to fill in. So, everybody, if you feel like just writing one word, or if what what accomplishing this goal is going to mean for you is three things that you just want to list, you don't need to write a journal about it. You can just list the things that this goal will mean for you, so on and so forth. So, I'm very grateful that you are.
I'll do the original journal. It's the adventure one.
Love
Yeah,
it.
no, but Graciela, it's like this is perfect because it really keeps you in line to want to concentrate and focus on doing this every day. So,
That's right. Well, thank
and
you,
I am
Curtis.
already grateful for. I am already grateful for. I'm going to state it today. You having my painting on your wall.
Yay!
After Michael painted, yeah, no, like I know the whole story behind it because I was there that night that you burnt the candle and everything else.
Yes, a lot of the members of our audience were right here when that fire happened, and I'm so grateful that everything was fine and that now we have a brand new wall painted and fresh for the new year. So thank you, Curtis. Thank you for
And
being here and for
one
filling this
last
out.
one last thing, because you have it in quotes. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Robert
Yes,
Louis Stevenson.
that is the quote of the month. Thank you for
And
bringing it up.
bring cancel me down because I'm on my phone. So
Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll do that. Thank you, Curtis.
thank
I'm going to go
you.
ahead and mute you, and then you can stay around for later. Hello, Adam. Thank you, Curtis. Adam, good evening. Happy New Year to you. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Did you start your agenda? You're muted, by the way. So you have to unmute. And we also have Hakeem who just joined us. Oh, Hakeem. Okay, there you go. Adam, are you there? You're muted just in case. If I don't know if you know that you're muted, but I cannot unmute you. So you're going to click on the little burger button on the bottom left. And I think, actually, no, right next to your react button should be your unmute. So that should be, yeah, the button for you to unmute. All right. So, oh, Hakeem, I saw you come up. You're welcome to come. I don't know if you wanted to come up, so it's up to you. But before Adam unmutes and says hello and shares, let's just go back to our Moon Day pages on the book. So, again, everybody, thank you so much for getting the book. And most importantly, if you're listening and you're across the world and for some reason you cannot purchase the book, please let me know. If you become a subscriber on Instagram, and actually, even if you don't have Instagram, I have an option through PayPal where you can also subscribe. It is just $5 a month, and you get a mindfulness handout that has nothing to do with this show, nothing to do with this, but just mindfulness in general. You get an audio meditation that you get to keep and, of course, listen to as many times as you would like, and hopefully it will help with lots of ways and lots of things. But you also get the handout of every month so that you get to print out the book on your own, and you can do that however you see fit. You can do it in black and white because this is color, or you can do it 1 week at a time because you want to be mindful of the paint or the paper that you use, or you can just watch it from the PDF and journal on your agenda that you may already have because you started the year with a brand new agenda. So there's lots of options available, and something for everybody. So please let me know if you want the handout printable version, and we can just make that happen for you. But the book really allows you to create your week every moon day. So see how I've already filled this out. Look at me writing all over the margins what the words of the year could be. It says, this week I will make sure to ... What is it that you're trying to create this week? What do you really want to make sure that you do? Commit to doing it, I guess is the word that we're looking for. This week I will create, and this was one that was really important to me because sometimes we're not in the mood to create something. We just want to go with the flow and see what happens. But at the same time, I like to be very intentional with my energy, with what I do and how I do it, especially because I have Elijah, my toddler, in the home with us all the time until he goes to preschool in the fall. Glistening tear. But this week, I want to create a joyous energy. A joyous energy to be productive in. And those are very carefully chosen words, because a joyous energy is sometimes not possible when things break, or when things get out of hand, or when my child gets hurt, right? Those are kind of scenarios that don't really paint a picture of joy and, happiness, right? But at the same time, I want to focus on joy at the end of the day, or I want joy to be the bottom line energy, and then a joyous energy to be productive in. Well, I cannot always be productive when my child is awake, or I can't always be productive because it's really about him. And when I mean productive, I mean working on my things like business or clients or content. Of course, I can be very productive with him, but when I say I want to be productive, I really mean, my own business and my own stuff, right? And so I want to create a joyous energy to be productive in this week. Choose your words carefully because they matter. Absolutely, they do. And then, of course, I am grateful. What am I grateful for? Well, I'm grateful for all of you and for this book launch happening today. I was so excited, looking forward to this for months now. And so I was very grateful. Adam, are you there? I see that you have the mic, but you're muted. So we're still checking in with Adam. I might remove you from the stage and then invite you up. Maybe that would help. There you are.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Now, would you like to be on camera?
Let's try it out. This is fun.
Let's try it on. Try it on for size. There you are.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I was using my phone and then it freaked out, so I just installed this on another device.
Oh,
So I pressed
wow.
accept everything. Hey, here I
Happy
am.
New Year, Adam. Here you
Yay!
are. And Kitty is
My cat just
here.
jumped up right in front of me. Here he is. There's Cosmo.
Hello, Cosmo. Welcome.
He just loves sitting with me. It's so funny. Every time I get on here and I'm on camera or whatever, just using my iPad, he jumps in front of me and I have to hold him like this. So I was like on Amazon looking at like baby slings. I was like, maybe I should get something and just strap him to my chest, because he like literally gets right in front of the screen and just wants to like all the attention. He just came in. So hello, everybody.
Yes, yes.
hmm
The Vietnamese New Year this year is the cat.
Well, here we are. That's exciting.
Yes, here we
Yeah, that's
are.
the Chinese New Year. I'm half Chinese. My mom's Cantonese. So yeah, we'll be celebrating that. I'm not
So
sure the day in
Chinese
English
Chinese
or
New Year is the rabbit, and
okay,
Vietnamese New
the
Year is the
Vietnamese.
cat. That's right.
Gotcha.
So it's all, the more the merrier. Bring the rabbits, bring the cats. They're
hmm
both furry and soft. So there you go.
Oh, that's fun. Awesome. Yeah, so I was filling it out. I saw Curtis was filling out his journal. I got my journal and I filled mine out yesterday and today. So we're doing well. Everything's going pretty good.
Yay, everybody. That makes me so happy for you. I'm excited to see where this productivity takes you and what this could mean for your own personal development. And I don't mean you, Adam, but everybody in general. So far, how are you doing with it? Would you like to mention any highlights? What do you like about it? What can you share?
Well, let's see. Let's see. Important dates I wrote down. I wrote down when rent was due and when bills were due. Other than
Very
that,
grown
no
up
other
of
dates
you.
to put on so far, I guess. I don't know. My goal this month was no donuts. I eat too many donuts, so no donuts this month. Nothing. Okay, so that was a good one.
That's
Let's
tough.
see. If I reach my goal, I'll feel worthy. I'll be a man of my word. Integrity. That's what matters to me. So those are things like broken promises to yourself. If you're breaking promises to yourself, that's all you have is your own word. So having consistency this month is really important. And let's see. I'm grateful for making it through the holidays. This was a lot of solitude spent this holiday, so I'm grateful for that. So my cats kept me company. I got two of them, and they were sleeping right next to me last night, so everything was really fun.
Oh, I love that. Yay. I'm so excited. Yeah, no donuts. I mean, talk about commitment. That so I can't have any donuts cuz I'm unfortunately gluten-free, but I
Hmm.
mean, talk about maple bacon donuts. Oh, and you have my heart. I know they're so good. So, yes. But I have to really stick to like gluten-free pancakes or gluten-free
Hmm.
brownies or all of that. It's just not the same. But
That's cool.
that's
I have some gluten-free pancake mix. Pamela's is what I use. It's pretty good. But yeah, let's see. I'm also really excited for our Friday spaces. Having that scheduled every Friday is like really exciting, and I have a notebook for that and everything, and it's like I like filling it up with notes, and it's good to go back and look at stuff that we covered and everything. So I'm excited for that consistency showing up every Friday.
Yes, everybody. Adam is my new co host for our Friday Spaces. I'm so
Hmm.
grateful that you were able to step up. Thank you. And of course, thank you to Noble Ron, who just
Yeah, thank
entered
you,
the
Ron.
room, who was my co host beforehand. And thank you to everybody that tunes in for that and listens to that. If you're listening and wondering what the heck are they talking about, what is the Spaces thing? I know that we are in the show about the moon, so LOL, we're talking about spaces. No, but for real. Spaces is the social audio option feature for Twitter. So if you would like to follow me on
Awesome.
Twitter, go to the link in the fortune cookie or in the description and follow me there, and then you get to know all the things. So thank you, Adam. I'm very excited. And then, do you have any questions about time blocking or figuring all of this out?
Actually, I did schedule some stuff for tomorrow. I scheduled a walk tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So I'm going to hold myself accountable for that. And then I'm going to so I scheduled a few other things, go visit my mom and stuff and take care of a couple things around the house. So yeah, that's the first time I've actually actually like time block something. So this will be a fun exercise this week. And it'll be good to have like a good workbook to follow along as we progress through the year.
Yes, I'm so
Hmm.
excited. And before we know it, we'll be like on page 293, finishing it up, at the end of the year. And we're going to be celebrating all of this amazing productivity and commitments to our word, right?
It'll be great. It'll be fun. I'm really enjoying this. So it's a cool project you put together, a cool workbook for everyone to just come together and create with. And like Curtis
Yes.
said, like you could fill up like whatever, however many words you want to use. You want to put a paragraph down. I'm writing in the margins. I'm drawing pictures. I'm writing stars. I'm just doing it, filling it up however I want it.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you
Right.
so much. Yes, and I'm so grateful for
Cool.
you. So thank you for joining.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah.
stick around.
Okay. I'll see you.
Bye. All right, everybody. So let's continue because, like I told you, this show is packed and we're not even halfway there. But as you know, the full moon is happening on Friday. So thank you so much for Curtis and for Adam for coming up. Anybody else that would like to come up and share any insights or beginning thoughts of this experience, you're welcome to do so. But we're going to go ahead and transition. I just brought up the time block because aside from the moon day that you get to do on the book, you also get to time block for the rest of the week. So after the moon day pages, which most importantly, gives you affirmations for the week. They're only on the Moon Day page, but please use these affirmations the rest of the week. And the affirmations for the week are: I stand in my most authentic expression. Ooh. Notice the choice of words. What does standing on your own 2 feet in your most authentic expression look like when you are standing at the store and your child is throwing a tantrum? Or standing in the kitchen and something breaks or boils over or burns. Standing in a very awkward conversation with someone. What does your most authentic expression in that moment sound like or look like? And just, this is about honoring your emotions and honoring who you really are. Essentially, you know, the moon in Cancer wants you to shed that tear and not to just swallow it and I'm just not gonna cry because big girls don't cry, or men don't cry, or I'm a grown up and I'm in public, so I'm just not going to cry in public. Like, no, like honor your emotions and honor your journey. So what does your most authentic expression look like? That's the affirmation of the week. I stand with my own 2 feet on my most authentic expression. And then moments of joy fill my soul with gladness. How? Well, you have to look for those moments of joy. Maybe you have to create them if you're actually at a point in your life where you don't really see it on your day to day. I know Adam shares a lot about going to the park and literally being chased by crows, not because they're attacking him, but because they just love him so much. And I think it's hilarious and super cute. And so that brings him a lot of joy. And then he shares it on Twitter, and I can only speak for myself, but I love watching all of the crows chasing Adam all over the place. Curtis J. Curtis is traveling. Curtis is doing all these things. What are the moments of joy? Probably painting. That brings him a lot of joy, right? So just affirming that moments of joy fill your heart with gladness, allow you to kind of bring your awareness to those moments of joy and to acknowledge that you are filled with gladness as opposed to filled with other things like frustration or anger or filled with emptiness. Ooh, can you be filled with that? I don't know. Can you? Can you? You probably can. So the point is not to. Now let's go to the full moon in Cancer happening on Friday, which we're going to talk about today. You get 2 pages for each full moon and the new moon, and the goal is for you to answer the questions on the left. So here are the questions for this full moon. You can do this now, but honestly, do it closer to the full moon. So I would say either Thursday or Friday, which is when the moon is happening, or Saturday, which is the day after. Do not do it any other time if you really want to tap into the magic of the moon. So, how are my home and public life aligned and in sync? We've talked about this so many times, and this really has to do with, you know, feeling one way at home, which could be sadness, and then putting on a smile to go out into the world. And that's just not in alignment, right? Like that just doesn't add up. So in order to stand on your most authentic expression, you have to align the face that you have in your home and the face that you show to the world. So this is why that question is there. What are my emotional needs? How am I making sure that they are being met? And so this has to do with what is it that you need? How am I making sure that my emotional needs are being met? Well, maybe your emotions are so raw that you need to cry it out. So I'm going to allow myself the cry out session, your pity party. Throw yourself a pity party if that's what you need, emotionally speaking, right? Or maybe your emotional needs require someone else's assistant. Well, how are you communicating that need to someone else so that they are there for you and hold space for you? If you don't speak up, you're not going to get it. So how are you honoring that, right? And then how are my efforts? This is more in line with the fact that it's the beginning of the year. How are my efforts aligned with my vision? Ooh, so it is the beginning of the year. There's a lot of hope happening in regards to what we're hoping this year is going to be, the productivity that we're hoping to accomplish, the projects that we're trying to accomplish, things we want to bring to fruition. Maybe you have an actual monetary goal with a number on it. Maybe you have a goal of social media growth, or you want to create a podcast, so on and so forth. However, all of those goals are a vision, right? You sit down today and you say, this is what I want to create. By the summer, I want to have this done. All of that is future visioning. But you need to put into action, you need to put in place action steps today, little by little, to start turning the wheel to make those things happen. This 294 pages didn't get done from one day to the next. I first had to really ponder, what is it that I want to do and how do I want to go about it, and then sit down and figure out the format and the color and the font, and all of those are little action steps, right? So how are your efforts aligned with your actions, with your vision? And then the most important question right underneath that, it says, or not. And the reason why I bring that up is because if your actions are not aligned, or your efforts are not aligned with your vision, I want you to also be very honest with yourself and journal the fact that today, or on this full moon, your actions are not aligned with your vision yet. That doesn't mean that they're not going to get in sync, because it's only the beginning of the year and there's room for progress. And that's also part of why this agenda is in place. If you bought it and you're writing in it, I just want to commend you. And like Cecilia would say, give kudos to you, because that's a huge effort. And honestly, if you think that your efforts are not aligned with your vision, but you bought the book and you're writing in it, then go ahead and scratch that, because they are. You are putting in the effort to write some of these things down. And that just means your actions are in line with your vision, because you got the book and you like what you are creating and what you're doing. So that is it for the journal and all of that. And the most important thing is that you get to paint and you get to journal the answers on this side of the page. Notice how it's one big moon. And I know some of us like to write with lines, and I understand there are no lines on this page. But if you look closely on your book, there's lines on the page, on the page that follows. And you can just use those lines to write on a straight line. You see what I did there? So, fret not. And of course, when you paint, you can paint however you want. It doesn't need to be a nice little circle or anything like that. We're going to speak with Mr. Hakeem. Welcome, Hakeem.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. I just want to say that this is from looking through it, is like the perfect agenda / journal for me, because of how dedicated to the cycles of the moon I've been for so many years. And also in taking photography of the moon, as I've shared with you before, and journaling and blogging about it in correspondence with numerology. And I've never had a journal like this before. I've seen just recently, after getting your book in the bookstore and Barnes and Nobles, that there are different journals with intentions and things, but this is such a complete work for me, because it allows me to journal. It's simple. Some journals have like a lot of space to write stuff, but I've never really needed that much to write out. Like sometimes I feel like I've had to force myself to fill in all the space that's provided, because, but I do like to just block out everything. I like how in the examples it shows, you can write the time very simply, and then right underneath it, whatever it is you're going to do, and make little notes. And then around the book, there are lots of space where you can take other different notes and kind of sketch and things like that. And then especially just the artist in me, there's, the space to be able to write your intentions and seal them with paint and even design it even further. So it's such a complete thing that I feel is going to help me focus from being like the rays of a sun that floods over everything, and more like a laser focus. So it's really something that I know that I'm going to dedicate to using more than I ever have with any other journal. And also just the connection that the community has that has come together to join you in launching this book. And so I'm just really grateful. And so thank you very much for that, and
Oh, I
for creating
know.
this for all of us.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words and for being so excited about it. I'm super excited as well. Everybody give Hakeem a round of applause because I think he's calling in from work, and I'm so grateful that you're here, even though you're at work. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
That's the music in the
fortunately,
background that you were listening to.
yeah, fortunately, the moon day today fell on, is a Monday, is the moon day, and it's not as busy as it usually is. It's kind of lively because they're doing karaoke, but I've got a lot of space to be able to have been able to listen in and to call in. So I'm appreciative of that. It worked out very well, and I'm glad to be able to take this journal and help make this a really amazing year. So once again, thank you so much.
Yay, you're welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And, Hakeem brings up the element of painting. And if you're brand new to this show, know that we paint over what we journal every new moon and full moon. So this is one of the examples. And incidentally, if you purchase the book, please get in touch with me because at some point you will get a bookmark. And the bookmark has that quote by Howard Falco, which is, "As you believe it, so it shall be." And this show and this book is one example of that, right? I believed that I wanted to do it and could do it, and there it is. And there's plenty of other examples, even in this room, of how believing that you can make something happen, just really putting in the effort and those action steps, it really does bring things to fruition, right? That's the manifestation aspect of it. And what he's bringing about is I wanted to incorporate kind of all of the aspects of mindfulness that I could think of and that I use. So I am an avid journaler, and I agree. Having a full page filled with lines can be very daunting. You sometimes don't even know how to start, especially if it's a journal that doesn't prompt you with a question, which is why there's guiding questions to get you to think about how to answer that question. That's plenty. However you answer that question, that's plenty of the journaling. You don't need to really go into anything extra, right? If you want to, then be my guest. But I like to think of, my clients or my community doing the bare minimum if that is what they can do, because it does count. Every effort counts. And it's like in the time blocking week, after, from Tuesday to Sunday, which you don't get to do any journaling, you only journal on Mondays and then, full moon and new moon. On the bottom of Thursday, it says ponder gratitude. And the reason why I have there for you to ponder gratitude on Thursday is because if you don't have a practice of gratitude daily, then please at least consider doing it once a week, right? And so that would be the bare minimum, and that's okay. That's a great place to start. It's better than not practicing gratitude at all. That's the bottom line, at least for me, right? As a facilitator and as a coach and all of that. And then you get to paint because we all need to be in touch with that child play. And to me, because I'm no artist like Curtis James, to me, painting is play. Because most of the time I don't know what I'm doing and I just throw it all together and it is what it is and it ends up being kind of cute. And other times, not so much, but I don't really care because the point is that I did it. And the point is that what I journaled becomes sealed with that paint and that intention just stays there. Nobody knows what I journaled and it's just there, waiting for things that I journaled to manifest and come together. I journaled about this book. I journaled about, precious interviews like Rami Astro and Shannon. And I'm just so grateful that you're all here. So thank you for making all of these dreams come true for me. I'm so, so grateful. And of course, thank you for showing up for yourself because this is where the bottom line is. I want you to show up. You don't show up for the book. You show up for yourself to strategize. I love that word. strategy, to strategize your life, because you shouldn't just be strategizing your business or the numbers or how to get money or how to get into a relationship with someone that you're, attracted to. You should be really strategizing every single step so that everything is done carefully and with intention and with a lot of thought put into it, because that's how things should be. Otherwise, you're just floating around like a satellite. And we're not satellites, people. We are human beings. And so that's it. That is it for, the week and everything that we have going on ahead, and the full moon happening on Friday. Now, I do have one request. And I will be hounding all of you that have the book for this. But if you have the book and you would be so gracious to share when you journal and paint on your full moons and new moons, I would love to see those pictures so that I can share them on my Instagram and YouTube and all of those, so that other people can see what we're doing and so that they can see the value in joining together to do this book. And of course, anybody can purchase the book at any point this year, except it is dated. It is not a blank agenda. It is dated every moon day, and every full moon and new moon tells you exactly what's happening. So the full moon this month is on the 6th on Cancer, and then we have the new moon in Aquarius happening on January 21st. Curtis, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
I know. I just wanted to say, because I didn't give Shannon everything that she had said was perfect and beautiful. The king coming up, beautiful. And this book, it's okay if you get it later. Just go back and do how you felt that day. That's all you got to do. But, going forward, it's like, you don't want to get ahead of yourself.
Well, you really can't. I mean, you can, right? If you already have appointments next week, then go ahead and pencil them in on your time block. But of course, you're not going to do next week's moon day this week. You want to be able to do next week's moon day like either on Sunday or on moon day.
Keyword? You ready for the keyword?
What is the keyword? Is
Pencil.
it moon day?
No.
Oh, pencil. That's
Pencil.
right. Yes. I told Hakeem about that. Yes. I definitely recommend that you time block the pages with pencil, because if somebody cancels or something gets mixed around, or you get your hours wrong, then you can just erase and, correct the mistake. And that is, for people like myself who don't like to use whiteout, or who don't like to scratch things and then have like that mistake all over the place, then just use a pencil. But you can use a pen. It's okay. At the end of the day, you do whatever you want because it's your book.
It's your book. Yeah, no, and it's great. It's magical. It's beautiful because you can do whatever you want. If you want to doodle, you can doodle across the pages. And but sending you the photos and pictures of what we do throughout the week, I know that means a lot to you. And you sharing them is also beautiful too. So that's all I wanted to end tonight with. And it's your book launch.
Yay!
Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Liz. So
Thank
anyway,
you so much.
I'll end it with that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Curtis. Thank you. So grateful for you. All right, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and journal and paint for this full moon pages on Fridays. So follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter so that you can get to see all of the things. And if you've just joined us, get comfortable because we are going to do this meditation. It's just going to be 5 minutes of it because we're past the hour. This show is normally 1 hour long, but as you know, we're having this huge book launch party over here. Yay! Welcome, Desiree. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. You might want to listen back to the replay to know where the moon is this week and all of the astrological things that really pertain to your week. And of course, you're welcome to purchase the book, Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace, 2023 Manifestation Agenda / Journal, available now on Amazon. And you're just in time to start your most magical and productive year yet. So thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and get comfortable and do some breathing exercises and some visualization. And guess where we're going? We are going to the moon, because I remember on August 8th when we first premiered this show on Lionsgate, that was the meditation that we did. We went to the moon and that was amazing. And so we're going back to the moon with some chimes and bowls. And music for this meditation is brought to you by Brain FM. You can find a free trial and 20% off your membership on the link in the fortune cookie or in the description, along with all of my other links. You can book a call with me, a strategy session or a coaching call, and of course, get the book. So, both feet on the ground, and if you're laying down, that's even better. Perfect for your breath work. So get settled in. Focus your attention on your normal breathing, nice and slow. And follow my lead. Through your nose, take a deep, nice, slow, deep breath in all the way. Fill your lungs with a deep belly breath all the way. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it go nice and slow through your mouth. Long breath out all the way till you have no air. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in again through your nose, nice and slow, deep breath in all the way. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go through your mouth. Long breath out. And with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine, visualize that we are bouncing on the full moon. It is bright and cold and beautiful. And we are all there together. And as you know, the moon has lots of craters and lots of texture and shapes and slopes and dunes. And you watch it and take it all in. And slowly, I want you to visualize that we are all standing together on the edge of one of those big craters, looking down into it, marveling at its shape and depth. Everything's so bright and so cold. With me, take a deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath. Nice and slow. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it go through your mouth. Nice and slow. Long breath out. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe in again. Deep breath in through your nose. Fill your lungs. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it go. And as you let it go, I want you to ponder the inside of this crater as this amazing year ahead. And we are jumping into it together. When I say we are going to hold each other's hands and dive right into it with all the hopes and all of the dreams we want to bring to life. Specific plans and so much hope. And together we jump right into it. And slowly and gently, as we make our way into this lunar crater, bring your awareness to your hand on your heart, and ponder. I stand on my most authentic expression. I stand on moments of joy that fill my heart with gladness. I am so grateful for the time and the community and the vision of a wonderful, prosperous year ahead. I am so loved, so cared for, and I am aligned with my emotional needs now and always. With me, take one last deep breath in through your nose. Fill your lungs all the way. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it go through your mouth, nice and slow. Long breath out. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe in again. Nice and slow through your nose. Fill those lungs. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it go. And as you let it go, bring your awareness to your body. Wiggle your toes. Take a nice long stretch like a cat. Open your eyes and come back to me. So grateful that you are here. and so grateful that we got to do all of this together. Do not forget to do your full moon on Friday. If you follow me, I will be reminding you about all of these things on all of the social media, and I cannot wait to see what you come up with. And of course, I hope that you have a great journaling session with yourself. You not only get to journal today, which is Moon Day, but you get to journal again for the full moon. So I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, loving week ahead, despite whatever drama or whatever emotional needs may come up. I hope that you honor those and that you have a wonderful week. So thank you for being here, everybody. That is it for the first episode of season 2, and I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Bronwyn. I'm so grateful that you're here, and of course you're welcome to join us every Monday from now on. Okay, so you do have access to microphone. Great. So you're welcome to join us and follow me all over the place so that we can connect. Rodney, thank you for being here and for also participating in this book. And I cannot wait to see what you all create. Thank you again. And I will see you next Monday, Moon Day. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. And of course, we're going to gather together again on Friday for Terrence's show. So don't forget to schedule that on your Friday time block. Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm so excited. All right, everybody. Love you all, and I'll see you then. Bye.